Today we're going to talk about what does commit mean in sales language and why getting it wrong might cost you. Commit. I will never forget sitting in a board meeting where the CEO confidently said, "We are going to hit the $12 million this quarter. Sales is committed to it." Wow, okay. And 3 weeks later, we closed $9.2 million, missed by almost 25%. And after the quarter, I sat down with the VP of sales. I asked him, "When you said you were committed to $12 million, what did he mean?" His response, "That's what we were going for. That was a target." I said, "But the CEO thought that you meant that you were guaranteeing it." And he looked at me, quite surprised and said, "Nobody can guarantee anything in sales." And that's when I realized what the word commit means. Commit means completely different things to different people. And when you get it wrong, you end up in a board meeting explaining why you missed by a mile. I'm Hindal. I've been a CFO for well over 25 years in the Silicon Valley. And today, I want to unpack what commit actually means in sales and how to use it properly. So let's get into it. The first problem with the word commit, and I'm going to start off with what the word commit means and explore the fundamental problem, and then we'll get into the meat of the discussion. In everyday language, what does it mean? Commit sounds absolute, right? If you commit to something, you're going to do it. It's a promise, right? But in sales, commit has a more specific and more nuanced meaning. It's a forecast category, not a guarantee. And that mismatch in understanding causes all kinds of problems. The sales leader, they use commit to mean these are the deals I have very high confidence will close this period. It's not 100%. It's not 100% confidence, but it's very high confidence, maybe 80 or 90%. But what do the execs and the board members, when they hear commit, what do they think? This is what they're going to get out of it. Plan on it, book it. When those interpretations don't match, you get ugly surprises. You miss your numbers, your trust breaks down, people start pointing fingers. And I've seen this happen over and over and over and over. Not because anyone is lying or being dishonest, it's just because they're using the same word to mean different things. So the first step is getting on the same page. And getting everyone on the same page rather, about what commit actually means in your organization. The forecast categories are very important to understand this word. So let me explain how most sales organizations, they categorize a pipeline. Understanding this context will help you make sense of what commit means. At the bottom, you have the pipeline of qualified opportunities, right? These are the deals that are real. There is a genuine opportunity, but they're still early stage. You're working them, but there's a lot that could happen. Maybe there's a 20 or 30% chance of closing this quarter. Next level up is best case or upside. These are deals that could close this period if things go well. They are more advanced than general pipeline, but they're still meaningful risks. Maybe something is not fully confirmed, the timing could slip, a competitor could swoop in, and these are maybe 50 to 60% likely. And then you have the commit, right? And these are deals where the sales rep is saying, "I'm confident this will close this period. The customer has indicated they are moving forward. The timing works. The budget is there. There is no major obstacle, no major handicaps here. I can see that. These should be 80 to 90% likely." And finally, some organizations, they have a category called closed or booked. And these are deals that are actually signed and done. Now, different companies, they use different terms. Some say forecast instead of commit. But some have more categories and some have fewer. But the concept is similar. You are bucketing deals by the probability of landing. You're bucketing deals which will allow you to understand what the bookings will be. And commit is in the high confidence bucket. The key thing to understand is that commit is not 100%. It's the highest confidence forecast category. Before a deal is actually closed, things can still go wrong. So what should be in the commit then? What would actually qualify for a commit is a better question. And this is where you need a very clear set of criteria. I would like to see specific tests that a deal must pass before a rep can even put it in a commit. First, you need a verbal confirmation or an email. Has the customer actually said they are going to buy? Not they seem interested, not they love the product. Have they said, yes, we are moving forward and we're going to move forward with you in this particular quarter at this time? Second, also confirm the timeline. Is the customer planning to sign this period? Do they have a specific date in mind, or are we hoping the timing works out and it'll fall within this period or early next period? Third, look at the budget approved. Does the customer have the money allocated? Have they confirmed the budget exists and this purchase fits within their budget? The fourth is the decision maker engaged. Is there a sponsor on their side? Are we talking to the person who can actually sign? Are we working with someone who still needs to get approval? Fifth, no major obstacles. Are there any red flags? Legal review that could take weeks, a competing priority that might push this out, a stakeholder who has not bought in. If a deal passes all these tests, it belongs in commit. If it doesn't, it belongs in the best case or in the pipeline, even if the rep really wants it to close. The problem is that a lot of reps, they put deals in commit based on hope rather than evidence. They want the deal to close, so they commit to it. And that is human nature, but it destroys forecast accuracy. So what is our role? What is the CFO's role in commit? As a CFO, I care a lot about commit accuracy, and you know why? Here's why. When I give guidance to the board or to the investors, I'm basing it largely on what sales tell me they're going to close. If the commit is unreliable, my guidance is unreliable. And missing guidance has real consequences. Whether if you're a public company, for the stock price, for our credibility, for our ability to raise money or make acquisitions. So I need to be able to trust the commit number. And that means I need to pressure test it. And here's how I do that. First, I look at the historical accuracy. What percentage of commit actually closes? If historically only 70% of commit closes, I need to haircut the current commit by 30%. If it's 90%, I can be more confident. Second, I do deal level reviews. For the big deals in commit, I want to understand them. What is the evidence that this will close? When did the customer confirm? Who is the decision maker? What could go wrong? This is not about trusting sales, it's about understanding the risks. Third, I look for patterns. Are certain reps consistently over-optimistic? Are certain deal types less reliable? Are deals that slip once more likely to slip again? These patterns, they help me calibrate. And fourth, I build a range. Instead of planning on exact commit, I plan on a range. Best case if everything closes. Expected case based on historical conversion. And the worst case if things go badly. That range is more honest than a single number. And fifth, I communicate uncertainty appropriately. When I talk to the board, I don't just give them one number. I never do, ever. I explain what is in commit, what the risks are, and what range of outcomes is realistic given the fact I've disclosed what is in commit. And that sets expectations properly. So how do you create a culture that has commit and that follow commit with a high level of integrity? It's not a process thing, it's a culture thing. In some sales organizations, there's pressure to commit to big numbers. The VP of sales wants to show a very strong forecast and reps wants to look confident. And nobody wants to be the person who's sandbagged. And so that pressure leads to overcommitment. Reps put deals in commit that shouldn't be there. The forecast looks great, then deals slip and everyone scrambles. In healthy organizations, it's okay to have a realistic commit. You're not penalized for being honest about what is likely to close. In fact, you are rewarded for accuracy. Some companies even track commit accuracy as a metric. What percentage of your commit actually closed? If a rep consistently commits to 500K and closes 500K, that's a great thing. Even if another rep versus another rep that commits 700K and closes 300K, the first rep is way more valuable because you can trust their forecast. I also think it helps to separate commit from target. Your target might be $1 million, your commit might be 800K. And that's okay. The commit is your realistic forecast. The target is what you're working toward. They don't have to be the same number. And finally, make it safe to move deals out of commit if things change. If a rep committed to a deal and then learns new information, the timeline slipped, a new stakeholder emerged, they should be able to make adjustments without being punished. You want people to update the forecast based on reality, not stick with a bad number because they are afraid to change it. So, what are the key takeaways on this commit session? And there are three things that I would like you to remember. Just three simple things. Number one, commit is a high confidence forecast category, but it's not a guarantee. It means 80 to 90% likely, but not 100%. And make sure everyone in your organization, especially the execs and the board members, they understand that fact and they understand what it actually means. Number two, have a clear criteria for what qualifies as commit. Verbal confirmation, timeline confirmed, budget approved, you have the right decision maker engaged, and there are no major obstacles. Don't let hope substitute for evidence. Number three, build a culture where accuracy is valued over optimism. Track commit accuracy, make it safe, and adjust the forecast when reality changes. A reliable commit is worth more than an impressive sourcing commit that misses. In the next video, I'm going to talk about backlog, what it is, why it matters, and how much you should have. But I hope that you found that the commit session to be useful, and we'll talk about backlog next. Take care. Bye-bye.